The room was silent, yet it thrummed with a tension so thick it could be sliced with a knife. William's hands trembled as he unfolded the envelope, the edges of Diana's handwriting familiar yet eerily foreign, almost whispering secrets he had never known. He had been summoned here under the guise of a private family meeting, but the moment he stepped into the gilded drawing room, he knew this was no ordinary gathering. The air smelled faintly of roses and dust, a scent that seemed to echo 1,000 whispered confessions from the past. The hidden testament. It's her handwriting, he murmured to himself, almost disbelieving. The envelope crackled as he opened it, revealing a single folded sheet. The contents were brief, cryptic, yet each word struck him like a hammer. Diana's will, something he had thought he knew, something he had assumed was straightforward, held a clause he had never anticipated. A clause that spoke not of property or money, but of secrets. Dark secrets. Secrets that implicated members of the royal circle in schemes William had only glimpsed in passing, hushed rumors behind closed doors. And at the heart of it all was a revelation about someone he had trusted most, a revelation that threatened to unravel the carefully constructed world around him. Outside, the wind howled through the palace gardens, rattling the windows as though echoing the storm brewing inside. William's mind raced. He thought of Harry, of the whispers that had followed them since childhood, of the times Diana had smiled mysteriously, as if she knew things no one else could understand. And now, it seemed, she had left him a map to the truth, a map buried in a will that everyone else assumed was routine. The phone buzzed violently on the table, dragging him out of his spiraling thoughts. The caller ID flashed an unfamiliar number, yet there was an urgency in the vibration, a sense that this call was expected, orchestrated. He answered cautiously. "William, you don't know me, but I know what you've just read," a voice hissed, low and urgent. "If you value your family, your life, you will follow the instructions in that letter, but only in secret. No one else can know." The line went dead before he could respond, leaving a chill crawling up his spine. This was no ordinary revelation, it was an invitation, a warning, a challenge. And he knew that following it would take him into shadows he had avoided all his life. Whispers behind closed doors. By the time the clock struck midnight, William had convened a clandestine meeting with only those he trusted implicitly, security heads, private aides, and the one person who seemed inexplicably connected to Diana's hidden messages. The room was dimly lit, the heavy velvet curtains drawn tight, yet the atmosphere was alive with whispers. No one spoke above a hushed murmur, for even the walls seemed to have ears. "We need to be discreet," William said, his voice low but commanding. "Diana's will, it's not just a legal document. It's a key." A sharp intake of breath from the group confirmed their apprehension. "A key?" one aide asked, glancing nervously toward the doorway. "To what?" "To everything," William whispered, feeling the weight of the revelation press down on him. "Everything we thought was hidden, everything we were told to ignore, it's all tied to this." He laid the letter on the table, carefully, as if it were a relic sacred and dangerous in equal measure. The words seemed to burn through the paper, searing into the minds of those around him. Diana had been meticulous, leaving hints and half-truths, directions only a few could decipher. And now, it fell upon William to follow the trail before it disappeared forever. Outside the palace walls, shadows moved with purpose. Figures cloaked in secrecy watched from the darkness, aware that the will's secrets had shifted the balance of power in ways no one had predicted. Meetings had been held in dimly lit corridors, phone calls intercepted, alliances quietly tested. Diana's final words were like a stone cast into a still pond. The ripples had begun, and they would reach further than anyone imagined. William felt the weight of history on his shoulders, and the first threads of paranoia began to weave through his mind. Whom could he trust? Which whispered assurances were genuine, and which were designed to mislead him? As he studied the letter again, he noticed a small symbol in the margin, a delicate crown etched with precise strokes, one he had never seen in any official documents. It was a signature within a signature, a mark that pointed to a secret only Diana had known. A sudden knock at the door made him jump. No one was supposed to be there. The door creaked open, revealing a figure cloaked in shadows. "They know you've read it," the voice said softly. "And now they are coming. You have to move before it's too late." William swallowed hard, his pulse racing. The first step into Diana's hidden world had begun, and already the walls of his reality were shifting. Every decision from this point forward would carry consequences he could scarcely imagine. And as the figure disappeared into the darkness, a whisper reached his ears, a voice he hadn't heard in years, one that promised both guidance and peril. The storm outside mirrored the turmoil within. Secrets long buried were clawing their way to the surface, and William realized, with a mix of dread and determination, that Diana's final gift, or her final warning, was only the beginning. The will held not just the past, but a dangerous path toward truths that could shatter reputations, destroy alliances, and leave him questioning everything he had ever believed. The revelation unfolds. The early morning light filtered through the tall palace windows, but it brought no comfort. William sat alone in the chamber where he had first opened Diana's will, the paper now worn from his constant handling. Every line seemed to pulse with a life of its own, a secret rhythm only he could feel. The cryptic crown in the margin seemed to mock him, hinting at connections he had yet to uncover. A sudden message flashed on his secure phone, a photograph of a hidden room beneath the palace library, long rumored but never confirmed. In it, stacks of documents, old photographs, and letters addressed to Diana from anonymous sources were neatly arranged on a polished oak table. And among them, a single folder bore the same crown symbol he had seen in the will. He summoned his most trusted aide, an ex-intelligence officer who had served the family for decades. "We're not just looking at inheritance or protocol anymore," William whispered, urgency lacing his words. "Diana left something bigger than any of us imagined. And someone in this palace, someone we thought we knew, has been hiding it from us." They descended into the shadowed corridors of the library, their footsteps muted against the cold marble. The hidden room awaited, a secret preserved for decades. William's eyes scanned the contents with a mixture of fear and fascination. Letters hinted at covert meetings, hush-money arrangements, and alliances with influential figures across Europe. But one document stood out, a detailed account of a planned scandal set to rock the monarchy, involving someone closest to him. His heart sank as recognition hit. The handwriting was unmistakable, though the name had been coded. The implications were staggering. Diana had known, years before her passing, that betrayals were afoot, and she had prepared a way to expose them, but only to him when the time was right. The will was not just legal, it was strategic, a puzzle meant to protect her legacy and warn her sons. A faint creak behind them made William spin. Shadows moved unnaturally, as if the walls themselves were alive. "Who's there?" he demanded, his voice echoing. But no answer came, only the sense of eyes observing, waiting. Someone knew he had found the room, and the knowledge carried a lethal weight. Secrets that shatter. By evening, William had called a discreet gathering. The palace's inner circle convened in the map room, a place rarely used for anything but planning. Candles flickered, casting long, eerie shadows across faces tense with unease. The will had created a fracture in their trust. None could be sure if a smile was genuine or a mask for treachery. "We are on the brink," William said, the intensity in his voice drawing every eye. Diana left more than instructions. She left warnings. Someone close to us has been manipulating events, and the consequences reach further than any of us imagined. The room fell silent. Each member felt the weight of the accusation, though no names had yet been spoken. Whispers rustled like dry leaves, every glance was a potential betrayal. Then, a revelation. A video had been hidden within the stacks of Diana's letters. On it, a conversation between Diana and a high-ranking confidant, discussing a plan to safeguard her sons from a network of manipulation and secrecy. The confidant's voice trembled as they spoke, warning that even those perceived as allies could turn into adversaries in moments of desperation. William's pulse raced as he watched, the pieces of a lifetime of mystery assembling before him. Diana had anticipated scandals, betrayals, even attempts to rewrite history. And she had left him, in his grief and anger, the tools to confront them. A sudden sound, a soft click from the library above, alerted him. Someone was accessing the entrance they had used. "They're here," he whispered. Panic surged, but it was swiftly replaced by resolve. Diana had trusted him with these truths, he could not falter. He motioned to his aide. Together, they moved through hidden corridors, prepared to confront whoever had come to intercept the secrets. Shadows shifted, figures moved with precision, but William was ready. Each revelation from the will had prepared him for this confrontation, every warning a weapon in the unseen battle. The confrontation itself was swift, intense, and merciless. Hidden alliances unraveled within moments, loyalties were tested, and truths previously buried were exposed in harsh, unrelenting light. Betrayals came from the most unexpected quarters, trusted advisors, family friends, even those sworn to protect. And yet, through the chaos, William held firm, guided by the wisdom and foresight Diana had left him. Finally, as the room settled into uneasy calm, William realized the magnitude of what had transpired. Diana's will had not only revealed secrets but had reshaped the path of the monarchy itself. It was a legacy of courage, foresight, and unbreakable spirit, a testament that her voice, even in death, could command power, protect her family, and expose the truth. As dawn broke over the palace gardens, William stood alone on the terrace, the wind carrying a quiet promise. He had seen the depths of deception, the shadows within those closest to him, and the enduring brilliance of his mother's foresight. And as the first rays of sunlight illuminated the ancient stones, he whispered to himself, a vow carried in the morning breeze, "I will honor you, Diana, and I will uncover everything." The storm had passed, but the ripples of her revelations would echo for generations. Secrets had been exposed, alliances tested, and a monarchy forever changed by the will of a woman whose vision reached beyond life itself.